Hello again. My name is Christophe de Bruyne and I am affiliated with the Adapt Center at Trinity College, Dublin. This is the second part of a series of two videos. In the first one, we covered what knowledge graphs are, and the second part, we will demonstrate the Beyond 2022 knowledge graph with Ontodia, a generic tool for exploring such knowledge graphs. Before I continue with the demonstration of the knowledge graph using Ontodia, I'd like to note that the knowledge graph was created with data drawn from the index to the Irish Exchequer Payments book edited by Philomena Connolly. That data was structured and gathered from that index by my colleague Lynn Kilgallen. Our instance of Ontodia running. The instance is connected to our Beyond 2022 knowledge base, and on the left-hand side you can see all the types in our knowledge base or knowledge graph. Those are interchangeable. We have concepts from CyDoc-CRM such as E21 person and E74 group, but we also have types from our own vocabulary extending CyDoc-CRM such as Floriad, occupation, and rep. Now let's assume that I'm interested in figuring out the people that held multiple offices. I know that offices are of the type group, but we have introduced our own concept of office, allowing us to do some more targeted search. So, for instance, I'm going to look for the Treasurer of Ireland, and you can see that case is of no importance here, so I can put the Treasurer of Ireland. It is of the type E74 group, but according to our ontology, it's also of the type office, but I'm interested in the people. So there are 46 people currently associated with that office. I can add them all, and indeed it's a bit cluttered because there are 46 people related to that group. Now, I want to know whether some of these people also held another office. Were they also related to the office Justiciar of Ireland? I'm going to choose the office I'm interested in, and apparently there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. How many people are there in total affiliated with that office? 40, of which 6 were already shown. I'm just going to add them all. Not really worried that my screen gets too cluttered, because exploring our knowledge graph visually, you can avail of certain tricks to better understand what's happening in this graph. So what I'm going to do now is to apply a forced layout algorithm on top of that, onto that diagram. So I'm going to lay out, and you can see that the Treasurer of Ireland is here with all the people surrounding it. The Justiciar of Ireland is there with all the people surrounding it, and in the middle we have the intersection. So let's zoom in, and here we see the 6 people that apparently held both offices. Stephen Fulbourn, Richard White, John Colton, John Bolton, Alexander Bicknell, and Alexander Prescott. Great. So these 6 people apparently held the same 2 offices. Now let's add another office, just to figure out who other types of overlaps. So the Chancellor of Ireland. Okay, so I will add this one here, and well, what do you know? Some people were both the Treasurer and Chancellor of Ireland. Others were both the Justiciar and Chancellor of Ireland, and there is one, Alexander Prescott, that held the 3 offices on this diagram. So now let's explore Alexander Prescott. So I can see that Alexander Prescott in our knowledge graph is related to 5 groups. Apparently, he was also the Bishop of Ossory and the Bishop of Meath. That person apparently is apparently related to a authority document, a document external to our knowledge graph providing information about that person. So let's explore that one. So that authority document has a URI which points to something outside our system, outside our knowledge graph. So let's follow that URI, open the link in a new tab, and there you have it. You have a page of the Dictionary of Irish Biography describing that person. Great. Now, within our knowledge graph, we also provide URIs to people and pretty much all the entities in our knowledge graph. And these URIs provide us human-readable pages if we were to look them up in a browser. So Alexander Balskot has a URI here, and if we were to follow that URI, open a new tab, then we get to see the information that is displayed, and that information comes from on a web page, and that information comes from our knowledge graph. So you can see that Alexander Balskot is a male, has a normalized surname Balskot, a normalized forename, and so forth and so forth. And here you can see that he was a member of that thing. That thing is apparently the Bishop of Ossory, and that was not an office, but it was a rank. So this concludes the demonstration of the knowledge graph using a tool developed by a company, MetaFacts, called Ontodia. This demonstrates how knowledge graphs allow us to gain insights, in this case about people holding multiple offices, more rapidly than by consulting books and documents ourselves. To conclude, in this video we have seen how knowledge graphs allow data to be represented on the internet in a meaningful manner. We've also seen how they allow people to engage, interrogate, and discover information in that data. The use of RDF allows the data to be linked with external resources and datasets, allowing us to access information provided by others. The use of knowledge graph standards, such as RDF, not only comes with implementations, but one can also find and use third-party software that understand these technologies, such as Ontodia. Here are references mentioned in the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.